Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome all members and guests to our December 5th, 2023 Board of Health meeting and remind everyone that our meetings are web streamed and televised, so please ensure your phones are on silent. If you are a staff member using Microsoft Teams, please use the hand raise feature icon and unmute yourself, and remember to turn your camera on and turn it off after you're finished speaking. And with that, I will call the December 5th, 2023 Board of Health meeting to order. We'll start off with roll call. Councillor Berry is not present. Councillor Huffman has sent her regrets for Board of Health, but will be joining us later. And everyone else is in attendance in person. And we'll jump right into approval of the agenda. Are there any changes or amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to approve it as presented. Board Member Michelli, seconded by Board Member Vandendriessche. All in favor? That is carried. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest today? Seeing no hands. Consent items. We have one consent item today, which is item 4.1 on the agenda, and it is the draft revised terms of reference. Is there any discussion on this item? Yep, go ahead, Board Member Vandendriessche.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you. What we were finding was the issue of membership, who was able to come to meetings, and this provision that's in number 4 makes it available that we can have an alternate. So we're very pleased with that.
Excellent. Is that what you were going to say, Board Member Van Passen? Okay. All right. So I'm looking for a mover and a seconder to present that item, or sorry, to approve the consent item. Moved by Board Member Columbus, seconded by Board Member Van Passen. All in favor? That is carried. And we'll move right along into our early closed session items, of which we have 2 today. So I need a mover and a seconder for the following motion: that the Board of Health enter into closed session at 1:03 p.m. pursuant to the Municipal Act 2001 as amended, Section 239(2)B and D, to discuss matters pertaining to personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, and labor relation or employee negotiations. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Brunton. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you.
And then I think I lived in Brantford for a year, lived in Dover for a bit, and then followed a gal up north to Peterborough, or Lindsay, and I ended up spending 28 years there teaching high school. Loved every minute of it. A bunch of different experiences. And when I retired in 2014, I thought, my ma's not doing so well down there. It's going to need some attention. And also followed a friend here, and bingo. And now I live just outside of Simcoe, in between Simcoe and Victoria on Highway 24.
Great, I'm so glad you took time to have this little chat. I want to go know more about you today, and I'm going to be asking some questions.
Yeah.
But first I ask you to pick a spot that means something to you in Norfolk. So maybe start by telling us where we are and why you picked this place.
Well, I love this place, not only for the food, although in my new machination I'm more careful what I eat, so I only have 1 crepe a week. But I love this place because Jim and Penny, the owners, are good friends. They've hired me to play here. They give the artists freedom to be a little zany here. They're good to their staff. They run a good ship. And I love the outside in the summer. It's rocking. They do a great job getting lots of music in. I think they have music all July, August, and September, like a whack of things. And I also, a few neat experiences sort of got born out here. I have a character, I do the song chef, and they were like the first ones to say, oh, you've got to come in and do it. So.
I love what you're talking about. Like, you're involved in so many things into your retirement that you seem to really enjoy the art. Is that the main thing you're passionate about, or?
Well, I like joy spreading, and the most rewarding thing I think I do is my gal Rosie and I, after we had a trip to Newfoundland, and after I did a tour of Newfoundland, we picked up on the kitchen party notion, and so we have a little duet called the Kitchen Party Orchestra, and we go to the seniors' homes and the respite center in Hagersville and Simcoe, and we give them the folks their instruments to play with us, so they're part of it. They're getting some exercise, and like that is joy spreading 101.
So spent a lot of time away from Norfolk, decided to come back to Norfolk in your retirement. So tell me, like, if you don't have a gig, if you're not involved in something, like, what do you do to hang out, to relax? Where do you like to go?
Well, I love the geography, so I always like going down to one of the many shores, while there still exist.
Yes, Port Mercy's a little small this year.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. I love, and
Are you a beach guy, or?
not in the summer I'm not, but I am, sort of going to the water for answers kind of a guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Leonard Cohen dimension. And so Long Point was always like hugely special as a kid, I spend a lot of time at the Simple Little Theater. That's a great organization, and they're doing fun and they're welcoming, and so I'm gonna play coming up that I'm doing, and
You don't seem to have too much downtime. Like, you seem to keep pretty busy.
keeps me out of the housework, that's for sure.
You got out of the ocean.
He's all busy, making some ass right now, sewing,
Yeah.
And so
Is it hard to get artists to come and play here, or? People, are they curious about wanting to see Norfolk and see what this is
and you know
about,
what? Like more people, like house concerts are amazing too. Like and I was never a musician on the road. I did 2 1-month tours with a student, and I had a buddy of mine, Jimmy Boskill, who was a student of mine. And he said, "When you retire, we're going on tour." My son is in a band, the May Hemingways, so he traveled lots east. So he booked us from Peterborough to Newfoundland, 24 gigs in
Kitchen
26
Kaylee's all the
nights.
way, or?
Both, but you make, as a musician, you make way more at a house concert and play more concerty, less with people listening.
No.
People love to play, right? So oftentimes people think you need the applause as much as you need the money. And many people are lined up. So it's like, you don't want to do it? That's okay. I've got Tiny Talent Time and his brother here that'll play for you, and so people, that's why it's so nice to be in a place like this where you know that their entertainment budget is a really significant amount of money. And there are a lot of places in town here. The 211 does it as well. Even the Norfolk has a whack of music, and it's getting bigger around here with all the with the craft beer industry, the wine industry. All those places are looking for some entertainment to get their clients in. So I think it's it's going to be significant. It's just a tricky game.
So music, obviously a big part of your life?
It is a big part of my life. Yeah, I think I started when I was 13. My brother handed me a John Prine album, the very first one with him sitting on the hay bale and a guitar, and showed me the C, F, and G chords, and I never had a lesson after that.
You just learn on your own?
I just learned on my own. Guitar has, and stringed instruments often have tablature.
Yep.
Especially ones that have frets, so it's a grid really, so they can it's easy on notation to put a number 1 on a 1, you're at the first,
Okay,
so it's an easier system.
yep.
But what happened was I was working in the teachers union. I had been seconded out of teaching for a couple of years. The head of music was leaving to become a minister, and he said, Dan, can you teach kids how to play guitar? And I said, absolutely. And I said, now Larry, I don't read music, right? And, you don't? And I said, no, but I'll buy tablature. So at any rate, made it work. And down the road it was funny because Jimmy Boskill, who was a wizard player, doesn't read music either. He had auditioned for this art school, and I was sitting, they weren't going to let him in because he didn't read music. And I said, I should let you folks know, as you know, I don't read music. And I said, if you're not letting this kid into the program, give me 2 weeks notice, because I'm not going to be the guitar teacher that wouldn't take him in. So you got to keep it moving.
Is that one of your favorite instruments?
It's a Latin instrument. It comes from the Andes, so Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Chile. It's usually used in But then I found, being sort of a folky dokey player too, it's like a good bluegrass instrument too, and it's like in the day and age of cutbacks, when the bluegrass bands start firing the banjo player and the mandolin player, you get both with one.
Show up with this one, you're good at drumming gig.
That's right.
Perfect.
And this is a charango, and it is higher up. So I started with one of these. And I'm a big fella, so it's and you don't need that strap; it sticks right in your belly button. Like you couldn't peel that off with a crowbar.
All right, so you do some improv.
I do. So give me a title to a song never before written. Can be anything.
Let's go with the Bikini Crepe, I guess.
Bikini Crepe.
We're here, the Crepe House.
Well, it's more appropriate it on a day like today to not sing about martini. So let's think while we're in the land of sand about a crepe martini. No pina colada beside you now. No way, it's done somehow. Here comes the customer now. He's probably gonna order the crepe bikini. Now the thing about the bikini crepe, it's teeny weeny, it's how they make. I'm not sure if it's a Speedo sauce, but it's nice all the same. Ah, it's teeny weeny, but it's my favorite, that old crepe bikini. Yes, sirree, I think he's making me one now. And it might be true that you can't wait for your bikini crepe, but that's okay. Got time on my hands. Right on.
All right, cheers, Sam.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining me. Have a coffee. That was
Absolutely.
awesome.
Right on.
Love it.
Good. Thank you very much. Great. See you later. Thanks, Drew.
Great, guys.
No, it's not possible. No, I cannot tell you what to say.
Soon after, members of council and I took our seats right here in council chambers last November. We began to plan the direction we'd like to see Norfolk County take over the next 4 years and beyond. A direction that builds on our strengths and sets a strong foundation in place for future generations. We looked outward to the people of Norfolk for input. We listened to you, the valued members of our community, from our sandy lake shores, our vibrant downtowns, our picturesque countryside, and our bountiful farmland. We engaged leaders from local businesses and community agencies. We gathered ideas from our team across the county. Based on what we've heard, we created Our Future Norfolk, a set of priorities that focuses on 5 key areas: empowering Norfolk, building Norfolk, connecting Norfolk, serving Norfolk, and sustaining Norfolk. These priorities, along with the initiatives and activities that drive them, will guide council and staff as we work together to serve you and all of the members of our community over the next 4 years. On behalf of Norfolk County Council and staff, we invite you to check out our website at norfolkcounty.ca/ourfuturenorfolk and return frequently to learn more about our path to a vibrant and strong future for all of us, now and in the years to come.
Ride Norfolk is making it easier to get around Norfolk County. You can now book your ride by downloading the free Blaze Transit app on Google Play or the App Store on your iPhone. To get started, create an account and select Ride Norfolk as the transit operator. Select your location and your departure or arrival time. Make sure to check the schedule beforehand so your trip will be accepted. Trips can be booked 45 minutes to 7 days in advance. Pay for your trip using debit or credit in the Blaze Transit app. You can also book online at ride.blazetransit.com or by contacting Ride Norfolk customer service. For more information, visit norfolkcounty.ca/Ride Norfolk app or call our office at 519-428-3178. Ride Norfolk is going your way.
My name is Jim Toombs. I'm an Associate Purchasing Specialist here at Toyotetsu, also known as TTCA. Here at Toyotetsu, we're responsible for supplying Toyota with car parts, mainly automotive frame for the Lexus, the Corolla, and other Toyota models. I started here in May of 2016. I was in welding. Here I am 2 years later, and I'm a salaried position. The job itself it's challenging. There are challenges in what I have to do every day, and for that I enjoy it. It's not monotonous day in, day out. There's new challenges that I'm confronted with and new tasks that I have to do. A high school student who's like, I'm not sure, I think this is an excellent opportunity to kind of answer that question for themselves. They can see what kind of the working world is like, as well as pick up skills. There are plenty of opportunities here. For example, for me, I was in welding, but that didn't mean I had to stay there. There's opportunities in stamping, where you'd learn different skills entirely. PC, again, the same thing, some different skills needed that you'd learn. Though we make car parts and they're welded, there are a lot of departments and areas that support that.
My name's Aaron Pace. I'm a yard manager here at Townsend Lumber. We're a sawmill that produces lumber. We make anywhere from rail ties to timber frame home products, kiln-dried lumber, which is used for wood cabinets and furniture. We also do pallet components, and we also do stakes for farming. We ship container loads to the Middle East, we ship it to Asia. We have gone to Mexico, Singapore. We've shipped to many different locations. My father has worked here for 30 years. He got me a part-time job as a summer student. I started as a regular piler, as a laborer at the entry-level position. And with hard work and dedication, I have been promoted through the system, and it took 9 years to become a supervisor. I enjoy the freedom of the job, like outside working with the heavy industrial stuff, talking to the range of customers and the way we produce things for them.
My name is Cam Kirkwood. I'm a production supervisor at Superior Essex in Simcoe. We make magnet wire and cable for the transformer industries. Our magnet wire products are found all around you that most people don't even notice, in winding motors, in alternators in your vehicles, transformers on the side of the road or on top of poles. I've been here at the company for 15 years. I started on the floor as a machine operator for 7 years, and then I did a stint in engineering for about a year, and then I moved on to production supervisor for the last 7. One of the best parts about working here is it is a build-to-order shop, so although we do make the similar products every day, it's very unique. We don't always see the same orders. There's always new challenges. One of the best parts about being in manufacturing for me is the shift work. So it provides an opportunity for you to adjust to do your own life on your days off, or you can pursue other interests. A lot of people have second businesses or hobbies that they really enjoy. There is lots of opportunity to advance. There's educational assistance programs. You can continue to learn new skills and advance to a new area if you were so desire.
There's a great opportunity moving up the manufacturing sector.
Try it, because you're going to learn a lot about the working world as well as yourself.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a blog and video series where I'll be highlighting people from Norfolk County who have a passion, who are involved in our community, who are the movers and shakers. So I'm excited to introduce every month somebody new from Norfolk that will bring you their story, their passion, and share it all with us. Come on in. All right, welcome to the first episode of Passionate Folks. I'm Emily, and I love to dig in people's life and getting to know more about them. I'm here with Jess today. Thanks, Jess, for showing up.
Thank you for having me. This
Yes.
is so exciting.
So just for the people that don't know you, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit more about you and the person that you are.
Sure. Well, my name's Jess, and I grew up in Waterford, more specifically Boston, more specifically Bill's Corners. I'm a passionate Norfolk advocate. I love this area. I love theater, I love music, I love anything arts related. Also a passionate advocate for entrepreneurs in the area.
So I invited you to pick a location in Norfolk that meant something to you. So tell us where we are and why you picked this place.
All right, we are here in Simcoe Little Theater. It's on the corner of Talbot and Yonge in downtown Simcoe. And this place, Simcoe Little Theater, is a very special place to me. I spent most of my life in these walls, on that stage, behind the stage, in these seats, like everywhere in this space. It's something that theater is something that's has always been a big part of my life since I was about 8 years old.
You mentioned to me that you also in high school, you were really involved into the drama program and all that, so.
I had walked the halls of my high school and I had seen so many pictures on the wall of different shows they had done throughout the years, but nobody was doing shows anymore, and I was really bummed about that. So in grade 10, me and my girlfriends, we roped all our moms in. We're like, if we start doing high school shows, like, will you guys help? Will you make costumes? Will you whatever? And they all jumped in.
Involved.
Yeah.
I love that, right? Like, that's a small community, like,
That's
everybody
it.
coming in together.
And like, that's what it requires, right? Like, a show is like a mini village coming together, like making all the pieces happen.
So this community, I think the word, like, you keep repeating it, and I think what you're creating in Groundswell is that sub-community within the community, and that really stands out. So would you say this is something that you're really passionate about?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes, that connection,
Totally.
right? Yeah.
I just think like community is everything. We're not meant to live life alone. I don't think. And I don't mean like you have to necessarily have a romantic partner to live a life, but just have people around you that get you. That you don't have to explain yourself. You know what I mean? You just walk in the room and they're happy to see you. That's it.
That's always such a good feeling. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, like you just have those people that believe in you too, right?
Yeah.
And just cheerleaders.
Yeah.
So I see, Jess, you're always involved in this community. Like, you're volunteering places. You really want this place to grow and thrive. And so why Norfolk? And what do you love so much about this place?
Oh man, I think yeah, it's a really good question. It's a combination of things. I think the geography that we live in, the nature we have around us, that is a huge benefit of being in Norfolk. But it's also the people here, and that's why I'm so obsessed with community, because we have so many beautiful people who live here with ideas, with talents, with love and vision. And I think that's what excites me. Is like, just because we're a small town doesn't mean we have small ideas or small impact.
I want to bring some of the music piece, because I know we've been talking a lot about the theater and acting, but I know that music is so important to you.
Yes.
And a big part of your life.
Yes.
So tell me a bit more about your maybe influences and what makes you feel alive in music.
Just like theater, I love performing music too. There's something really cool about being on stage like that. Before I came here today, I was like thinking about how alive I feel when I'm on stage. And I think that everyone kind of looks for that thing that makes them feel alive.
Yeah.
So for me, it's that.
Awesome. So I thank you so much, Jess, for taking the time to meet with me. There's going to be more feature of passionate, uplifting community people through this little video series. So keep watching. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you. Oh my God. This is so much fun.
Awesome.
Soon after, members of council and I took our seats right here in council chambers last November, we began to plan the direction we'd like to see Norfolk County take over the next 4 years and beyond. A direction that builds on our strengths and sets a strong foundation in place for future generations. We looked outward to the people of Norfolk for input. We listened to you, the valued members of our community, from our sandy lake shores, our vibrant downtowns, our picturesque countryside, and our bountiful farmland. We engaged leaders from local businesses and community agencies. We gathered ideas from our team across the county. Based on what we've heard, we created Our Future Norfolk, a set of priorities that focuses on 5 key areas: empowering Norfolk, building Norfolk, connecting Norfolk, serving Norfolk, and sustaining Norfolk. These priorities, along with the initiatives and activities that drive them, will guide council and staff as we work together to serve you and all of the members of our community over the next 4 years. On behalf of Norfolk County Council and staff, we invite you to check out our website at norfolkcounty.ca/Our Future Norfolk and return frequently to learn more about our path to a vibrant and strong future for all of us, now and in the years to come.
Ride Norfolk is making it easier to get around Norfolk County. You can now book your ride by downloading the free Blaze Transit app on Google Play or the App Store on your iPhone. To get started, create an account and select Ride Norfolk as the transit operator. Select your location and your departure or arrival time. Make sure to check the schedule beforehand so your trip will be accepted. Trips can be booked 45 minutes to 7 days in advance. Pay for your trip using debit or credit in the Blaze Transit app. You can also book online at ride.blazetransit.com or by contacting Ride Norfolk customer service. For more information, visit norfolkcounty.ca/Ride Norfolk app or call our office at 519-428-3178. Ride Norfolk is going your way.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a blog and video series about the people that live in Norfolk. People that are passionate, people that are involved in their community, people that bring a lot of positivity. This is about story and conversation. Join us for the second guest. Welcome to episode 2 of Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to ask questions, learn about people, get some connections. I'm here with Carrie today.
Thank you for having me.
I've been chatting with you and I got to know you a little bit more, but for folks that don't know you, maybe introduce yourself.
My name is Carrie Boakno. I live here in Waterford. I've lived here for over 15 years. I'm married. I got 2 kids, and I just love the community.
Mm-hmm. From our conversation today, there's a lot of the community word showed up quite a few times. So
I'm a believer of, when I moved into Waterford, I thought, wow, you know what? If we get involved, then you learn so much more, and you meet so many different people. I mean, people that I know if I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Yes. So I asked you to pick a location, Carrie, and so tell us where we are and why you picked it.
I picked the Waterford Heritage Agriculture Museum, WHAM, because in a couple summers we will be building our skateboard park here. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a let's do it. Not that I wear the shirt or anything, but yes, this will be our future location on the other side.
Talking about passion and passionate people, what do you think your passion is?
My passion is youth. I love kids. You know what? There's no such thing as a bad kid. Kids make bad decisions. And as the old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And I truly believe that, you know what? We give kids, that opportunity and show them that we support them and that, that we're there for them and they'll make the right decisions.
Mm-hmm. I made a stop at her business. She has a business downtown Waterford, and I was seeing that your family works there, your friends, your best friend is...
My best friend is with me. Both best friends, yes.
So this tight-knit community feel is really important to you.
When I was given my dream and somebody said to me, here, I'll help you, create your dream. And I thought, okay, karma. So this is somebody saying to me, it's my opportunity to use this to give back. If I have a restaurant, nobody should be hungry. I want kids to feel like they can come in and say, I need something or I need a drink or, whatever. I've been doing this for 30 years and the kids that I trained 30 years ago still come back to find me. And they come back and they tell me what they've been doing. And I guess the biggest thing is people don't realize sometimes the simplest thing can change a kid's life.
It is a ripple effect, don't you think?
It is, you know what? And I mean, so I get to see their, I feel old when I start seeing them coming with their kids. And I start seeing, that they've gone through and they're going to university or they're doing this or they've done this or done that. And it makes me feel like, I had a piece of that. Just by being involved in their life, maybe I made a little bit of a difference.
So you're an entrepreneur, you're super involved in the community, you're a mom, you have a lot on the go. So if I ask you, what do you do to de-stress and let go?
I like to go to the gym. I like to, boot camp, yoga. I try to take, a few hours a week for me.
Yes.
And it's just about me. And I honestly think anybody who's really busy, I think needs to learn. It took me 48 years to figure it out. But
never too late.
Never too late. As I said, I can go to the gym and I can be having the world's hardest day, and I always say I leave it on the mat.
Love.
So when I walk out of there, I feel like a completely, totally different person. Leave it on the mat.
So other than that, when you're in Norfolk, what else do you love to do? What's your favorite spot or place that you like to visit or something you love to do?
Love to go on the trails. I love going fishing on the ponds. Waterford, we have so many little places to go and see and do and
what's
stuff.
Happening in this community?
You know what, there is. And I mean, the thing is we don't really, I laugh because there's so many of us who don't see what's here. They're right here. Whistling Gardens, Bonnie Heath. We have all the wineries and stuff.
Museum.
The museum. Like, there's so many places to go. You can have a staycation without leaving Norfolk.
Yes. So thank you so much, Carrie, for joining me today and being part of this blog and video series. I invite you to check it out. Every month there will be somebody new, a new story, a new connection. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a blog and video series about the people of Norfolk. It's about people that have high energy, that get involved in their community. We sit down, have a conversation, learn about their passions. Welcome to the next episode. Hello, I'm Emily. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I love to ask questions and discover people's passion and having great conversations. So today I'm here with Nick. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Might be you here, might be you invited me to a great place. I got to know you a little bit more today, but I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about you.
Sure. So I'm Nick Cranks. I was raised in Langton, and I live in St. Williams now.
So Norfolk County boy.
Yeah, Norfolk County boy. Yeah. If you're going to put a location on it, and if you're asking someone where you're from, this area, you always say Norfolk County. Unless you're from Port Dover.
Did you say Port Dover?
And then you say Port Dover for some reason.
I invited you to pick a place. So tell us where we are and why you decided to invite me here.
So we're at where I work, Blue Bear Hill Estates, which my family owns as well too. This is where I spend probably my entire day every day of the year. So we're located on the patio here, and we basically are overlooking the patch. And you probably cannot see from the camera because it's on the other side of the camera, but the lake is just on the other side.
I love to hear about people's passion, and I know you have a lot of projects going on, and I want to dig further into your passion. So what do you think really stands out for you? What are you really passionate about?
So day in, day out, I'm typically making wine or working the field, so that's something I'm really passionate about. I'm also the president of the Ontario South Coast Wineries and Growers Association, which encompasses Norfolk along with other neighboring counties. And so I'm really passionate about trying to raise awareness of this area for growing grapes and making world-class wines.
And so winemaking, like what draws you to it? Why are you making your whole life right now? And why winemaking in Norfolk County?
Well, I guess you could say it's one of the best agricultural products you can make.
I agree.
It's something that you can preserve, and like even after the crop is finished, you still have to work with the crop that you were working out in the field all year round. And when you put it in a glass of wine, you have memories of how that year was when that wine was made.
So it sounds like you spend a lot of time on this farm, a lot of time on this like part of Norfolk County, but if you have time to de-stress, where would you go? What do you do in Norfolk?
I definitely like going to the beach. So, getting out in the water when it's a hot day is truly nice.
Not too far from Turkey Point, I guess. You can roll down the hill.
Yeah, we got excellent restaurants here too, so which is pretty amazing for the per capita, the amount of people that live in Norfolk County, that we have enough restaurants that you count them more than your two hands or whatever, which is
really
nice.
Good ones too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so exciting to see how our agro-tourism industry is developing in our area, and it's kind of cool to see you guys like working together and really promoting this area.
Well, when you think about farming from what it was in the past, it has to evolve over time though to make it an industry that can support itself. It allows people to be able to figure out ways to succeed or have succession in their family, to go to that next generation, so that way we can have countless more generations of those families living in Norfolk County, growing the things that their grandparents grew.
And keeping the passion alive.
Exactly, yeah.
I thank you so much for your time, Nick. I thank you for inviting me in this beautiful place. I cannot wait to explore some more. And
It's too bad it's not pizza day.
No, I heard that was really good. I'll come back. I'll be back. Thanks, Nick.
No worries. Cheers.
Soon after, members of council and I took our seats right here in council chambers last November, we began to plan the direction we'd like to see Norfolk County take over the next 4 years and beyond. a direction that builds on our strengths and sets a strong foundation in place for future generations. We looked outward to the people of Norfolk for input. We listened to you, the valued members of our community, from our sandy lake shores, our vibrant downtowns, our picturesque countryside, and our bountiful farmland. We engaged leaders from local businesses and community agencies. We gathered ideas from our team across the county. Based on what we've heard, we created Our Future Norfolk, a set of priorities that focuses on 5 key areas: empowering Norfolk, building Norfolk, connecting Norfolk, serving Norfolk, and sustaining Norfolk. These priorities, along with the initiatives and activities that drive them, will guide council and staff as we work together to serve you and all of the members of our community over the next 4 years. On behalf of Norfolk County Council and staff, we invite you to check out our website at norfolkcounty.ca/Our Future Norfolk and return frequently to learn more about our path to a vibrant and strong future for all of us, now and in the years to come.
Ride Norfolk is making it easier to get around Norfolk County. You can now book your ride by downloading the free Blaze Transit app on Google Play or the App Store on your iPhone. To get started, create an account and select Ride Norfolk as the transit operator. Select your location and your departure or arrival time. Make sure to check the schedule beforehand so your trip will be accepted. Trips can be booked 45 minutes to 7 days in advance. Pay for your trip using debit or credit in the Blaze Transit app. You can also book online at ride.blazetransit.com or by contacting Ride Norfolk customer service. For more information, visit norfolkcounty.ca/Ride Norfolk app or call our office at 519-428-3178. Ride Norfolk is going your way.
What if there was a place just outside the hustle and bustle, where the beauty of nature was right at your doorstep, inviting you to join in the fun?
Good job, guys. Got it.
What if there was a place where the landscapes were as diverse as the bounty they produced? And the term field fresh was more than just a marketing ploy. It was a way of life. What if there was a place where history and heritage shared the stage with technology and innovation, and success happened without much fanfare, on back roads, nurtured by wise and hardworking people? What if there was a place as lush as an ancient garden that was, for centuries, a place to explore, live, and play? A place of promises and hope. A landscape filled with possibility. And what if this wasn't just a place to escape to, but a place you could settle into? What would you call such a place? Well, we call it Norfolk County.
Welcome to episode 6 of Passionate Folks. This is a vlog and video series about the people of Norfolk. We sit down, have a conversation, hear about their passion and what lights them up. I'm excited to introduce the next guest. Welcome to Passionate Folks. My name is Emily. I love to connect with people, having some conversation and learning about people's passion. Today I'm sitting here with Sue. Hey Sue.
Yeah, you bet.
I'm so glad that you took the time to come out and have a conversation with me.
Well, thanks for asking me.
Yeah, so for people that don't know you, can you start with introducing yourself, where you live, where you're from, and a little bit more about you?
Okay, sure. My name is Sue Downs. I live in Simcoe, born and raised here. And I work for the Simcoe Reformer newspaper and started there way back in 1988. So, and loved my job, loved Norfolk County, and was really pleased that Emily asked me to be part of this. I think.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah, so far, so good.
Great. So, as always, Sue, I ask a guest to pick a location so we can explore it and discover a hidden gem in Norfolk County. And this one is a little bit different. So, tell me where we are and why you brought me here.
So, we're at Norfolk County Fair. We're at the bottom of the Junior Farmers Building here.
So, why do you pick the fair? What's so special about the fair to you?
I think for myself, Norfolk County Fair is like one of the largest events that happen in Norfolk County every year. It's always been near and dear to my heart. Like I think so many childhood memories. It's all about tradition. For us growing up, at my age, I've only missed one fair in all of my years, and that was when I was in Timmins. So I just love the fact that you can come to the fair. There's so much excitement. There's always lots of things to see and do. Like family would come home during Thanksgiving weekend, and I think that still happens today, right? Like it's all about tradition and all about community, which I feel like I'm pretty passionate about.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you a little bit more about your passion. I see you a lot being involved in the community and supporting local businesses, and it seems like it's really important to you and close to your heart.
I like to promote local as much as possible. So whenever we go out for dinner, a lot of people will go, do you ever stay home? Because you'll constantly see posts on social media, on Facebook or on Twitter, and it's like, you know, we're at the Barrel, we're doing this, we're at Long Point Eco Adventure, we're, you know.
It's so good that you're taking the time to promote those local businesses and support. And I remember when I started my business, you were one of the big supporter of sharing what I was doing. And I know a lot of people have felt the love that you give to entrepreneurs. So I want to thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome, but it does make you feel good. And it is important. I feel that, you know, if we can, you know, support each other as much as possible, like it's again, it's all about giving back.
So Norfolk County and specifically Simcoe has changed quite a lot. We are moving in a different direction in our county. So from you like growing up in Simcoe and in the downtown and what's happening around now, like what's the highlights for you?
Okay, well, the highlight growing up was always, you know, going downtown on the weekend. People that are watching this that are my age would remember you used to be able to go to the Tartan restaurant and Woolworths and different places down there. But I think a lot of the exciting thing that I see now is a lot of the collaborations that are happening within Norfolk County. And one that stands out is, you know, Burning Kiln and then Long Point Eco. And then along came, you know, my buddy Dusty and the guys from Hometown Brew. And then now Joy Cafe out there. So it's really cool to see a lot of the business people working with each other and stuff like that too. So that sort of stuff.
You don't have to go too far. You show up there and everything that you love is right there.
It's like a lot of renewed, you know, it just seems like a lot of positive things are happening within our community, and it's really good to see.
So I know you have a pretty high stress job. So maybe tell me a little bit more about what you do to relax, calm down, and look after yourself.
Okay, well, I do like to garden. I find that, you know, if you're kind of stressful in a stressful day, you get out there and take it out on all the weeds in your garden. I also like to, you know, walk along the trail from Davis Street and then head out along the 14th or whatever. And you can, like, it's heading right towards Waterford, so you can actually walk from there right into Waterford. I've got a dog that keeps me pretty busy, and then a group of, like, really good friends that we are going out with each other, like, all the time and stuff like that.
I know you have a lot of favorite spots in Norfolk, so we already named a few, but if you have a day off and you want to explore Norfolk County, is there one specific place that you actually love to visit that you feel just at home?
I would say for myself, it depends on the day. So if it's just something that I want to go and like, do a walk or whatever, it would be my trail on the 14th because it is kind of private. There's not, do run into a lot of the same people and stuff like that. I also like going down to Dover. I'll sit at the cafe and kind of look around there.
You can watch a little bit?
Yeah, that sort of stuff, and then even take off and go to the pier. Actually, my mom has a bench there for my grandfather, who was a fisherman down in Port Dover as well, too. So it's kind of nice.
Memorial benches.
Yeah.
Cool. It sounds like pretty much everything you need is right here.
Why should I go to why do I need to go out of town? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that, right in Norfolk that we need. Yeah.
I love to hear your passion for Norfolk and how well you support the local businesses and just, I see you at fundraiser and you're always involved in your group of friends and supporting whatever is happening in the county. So we need more of you, Sue, in Norfolk. So thank you so much for joining me today and having this little chat. I love to get to know you better and hear more about your passions.
Well, thanks very much for allowing me the opportunity. It was great. Thank you.
Soon after, members of council and I took our seats right here in council chambers last November, we began to plan the direction we'd like to see Norfolk County take over the next 4 years and beyond. A direction that builds on our strengths and sets a strong foundation in place for future generations. We looked outward to the people of Norfolk for input. We listened to you, the valued members of our community, from our sandy lake shores, our vibrant downtowns, our picturesque countryside, and our bountiful farmland. We engaged leaders from local businesses and community agencies. We gathered ideas from our team across the county. Based on what we've heard, we created Our Future Norfolk, a set of priorities that focuses on 5 key areas: empowering Norfolk, building Norfolk, connecting Norfolk, serving Norfolk, and sustaining Norfolk. These priorities, along with the initiatives and activities that drive them, will guide council and staff as we work together to serve you and all of the members of our community over the next 4 years. On behalf of Norfolk County Council and staff, we invite you to check out our website at norfolkcounty.ca/ourfuturenorfolk and return frequently to learn more about our path to a vibrant and strong future for all of us, now and in the years to come.
Ride Norfolk is making it easier to get around Norfolk County. You can now book your ride by downloading the free Blaze Transit app on Google Play or the App Store on your iPhone. To get started, create an account and select Ride Norfolk as the transit operator. Select your location and your departure or arrival time. Make sure to check the schedule beforehand so your trip will be accepted. Trips can be booked 45 minutes to 7 days in advance. Pay for your trip using debit or credit in the Blaze Transit app. You can also book online at ride.blazetransit.com or by contacting Ride Norfolk customer service. For more information, visit norfolkcounty.ca/Ride Norfolk app or call our office at 519-428-3178. Ride Norfolk is going your way.
I am Tom Pursley. I work at Titan Trailers. I manage the shop and design, build, program robot cells on the floor to hand off to operators to build trailer components and assemblies. I knew I always wanted to work with my hands growing up as a kid. I never wanted to be stuck behind an office doing paperwork for the rest of my life, and it really interests me to build something and see the final result when you're done.
My name's Angela Simon and I work for Annex Business Media. We are a trade magazine publisher. We produce 65 trade magazines for a diverse industries, so everything from aviation to firefighting to design engineering, manure. We have a very diverse set of magazines that we produce. I'm the production manager and I oversee the creative department in 2 divisions in Simcoe and in Toronto. We have 14 designers that lay out and design the magazines. When I started in this industry probably 26 years ago, where everything was hand done. Now everything's so automated, done on the computers, and that's probably been the biggest change for me.
My name's Phil Wiersma, and I work for Rasson Services. We're an industrial contracting company, so we do some custom fabrication and mechanical and electrical installations and repairs. We've built large pump skids for the oil sands out west. We've done some major factory overhauls and expansions. We do some fairly large jobs for a fairly small company. I've always liked to take things apart and put them back together, and so this is just another stepping stone.
My name is John Brock Picard. I'm 20 years old and I work at Ramblin' Road Brewery Farm. Here we make 8 different kinds of Picard's Extreme Kettle Chips. It's all on one line. The potatoes come in from the farm and we put them in through the hopper. They get cleaned and they go through a grading table where I inspect them and cut off all the rotten spots, pick out the bad ones. And then they go through up to the cutter. They're cut into kettle chip size and they're fried and salted. I guess the best part about my job would be the sampling. When the fresh potato chips come off the line, nothing beats them.
I think young people should be strongly considering a career in manufacturing. Skilled trades, there's always going to be a large demand for that, and they're high-paying jobs. The actual job is getting better as the new technologies come into play.
The skills you need to do my job would be definitely graphic design, computer skill. If you have any kind of video or inclination to do video or any of that kind of stuff, or web design, that's also a huge asset for what we do.
I would say if you like to take things apart and put things back together, or build things from scratch, or if you have even a creative mind, manufacturing is a good way to go.
Welcome to Passionate Folks, a vlog and video series about the people of Norfolk. People that are involved in our community, people that bring a lot of energy. So this is about a conversation, this is about their story. So welcome to episode 3. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to dig in people's lives, ask questions, and learn about people's passion. Today I'm here with Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hi, how are you doing, Emily?
Great. I'm happy that you're here, taking the time to sit down with me today. So I've known you for a little bit, small community, but people that don't know you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
So my name's Adam Van Passen. I grew up here in Norfolk County. I was born onto a farm and I got to work on that farm growing up, which was a great learning experience. From a young age, I got to understand what hard work was and what it was to be close to nature. So that was very cool for me. Growing up like that, my dad also was a counselor for Haldeman, Norfolk, and he had a big part in shaping what is today Norfolk County. So I got to see that, and watching him and experiencing him work through that really sparked an interest in me for the county and what it could become.
Great. So not like the typical kids. We hear most high schoolers like just ready to get out of their hometowns and go explore the city and something else, and it doesn't sound like that's your story.
Not at all. I heard a lot of kids saying that they wanted to move on to bigger, better things, and I just really didn't have that feeling. I always thought the biggest, best things were here in Norfolk to start.
So I asked you to pick a location today, and you bring me to a place that I don't know very well in Norfolk. Yeah. So tell me about where we are and why you picked it.
This is a very cool spot. I know a lot of people drive by it, maybe on their way to Long Point or into Port Rowan, but this is Boose Harbor. So I grew up on Boose Harbor. My best friend, his family owned this place. So I grew up here hanging out, relaxing, boating, going out fishing, going out hunting. I worked here for a while. I did some volunteer work for the Shriners Club here, doing some chicken barbecues. So I really got to experience Norfolk and how a community comes together. There's a lot of people that take up their summer residence here in trailers, and it's very cool to see all these people that are coming from other places in Ontario to enjoy what Norfolk has to offer. So it's just very cool to see that and experience it. One very cool fact about this place is that Boose Harbor has the largest amount of indoor boat storage on boathouses for all of the world.
The world?
Yes.
Wow, that is crazy. This little place.
Yes, absolutely.
Very cool. Something to be proud of.
I would absolutely say so.
So we've been talking about nature, and we spend lots of time outside. You bring me to a boating place where you like to fish and spend time. So tell me about your passion. Obviously there's a connection somewhere there.
Yes, absolutely. I, especially recently with everything that I've been seeing happen in the world, I'm very passionate about the earth. So I want the earth to be a good place. I want Norfolk County to be a good place. Everything that I love about Norfolk has to do with outside, has to do with nature, has to do with clean water, clean air, fresh trees, everything. So I just really think it's important to take care of everything that we have here in Norfolk County, and it's not an easy thing to do. So
no. We all have to start and do our part. That's the thing, right?
Absolutely, and I'm doing my best, but it does get very difficult. It's easy to make the change, it's just hard to start.
So we were talking earlier about, you know, doing things around Norfolk and visiting places. I know you're a busy guy, like you work, you're a volunteer firefighter. Mm-hmm. So what do you do to de-stress and relax?
I would say my number one most favorite thing to do to de-stress would be to just get out on Lake Erie. Whether that's ice fishing, fishing, boating, swimming, relaxing. It's just such an amazing place. As soon as you get out on Lake Erie and you get away from shore a little bit, you just come out to this different zone.
Other than this place, like where else do you like to visit in Norfolk County? Where else? What's one of your other favorite spots?
I would say that my favorite spots in Norfolk County would have to be broken into two categories. One is nature, being Lake Erie, boating, all of that kind of fun outdoor stuff. And I also like Norfolk's bounty. Before, maybe you had to go out to a place far away to enjoy all of this beer, wine, food, amazing service, but now we can just go out the back door, and before I can drive for 10 minutes, I found something that I can go to locally that's amazing.
Couple of winery on the way here.
Yeah, it has passionate folks in it doing things. Like, it's just great. All around here, there's so many amazing things you can do, and it's just growing, so I love seeing that.
I thank you so much for your time. I love your connection with nature and what you want to do as far as your passion with the environment. I'm in line. We need to come together for this to happen, so hopefully we can inspire a few people with this little conversation here. So
Absolutely.
Thanks, Adam.
Cool. Thank you very much.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 7 of Passionate Folks. This is a blog and video series about the people who live right here in Norfolk. I sit down with them, have a conversation, ask them about their stories, their passions. I'm excited to present the next guest. Welcome to Passionate Folks. I'm Emily. I love to ask questions and get to know people better. Today I'm here with Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hey there, how are you?
Great.
Excellent.
Might be you stop by for a coffee?
Yeah, well, nice of you to have me. I'm really delighted.
So we already had a good chat, but for people that don't know you, can you tell us a little bit more about you, where you live, and what you do?
Yeah. My name's Dan Fewings, and I was a Simcoe boy, an SCS grad growing up. From 0 to 18, I lived in Simcoe. And then I think I lived in Brantford for a year, lived in Dover for a bit, and then followed a gal up north to Peterborough, or Lindsay, and I ended up spending 28 years there teaching high school. Loved every minute of it. A bunch of different experiences. And when I retired in 2014, I thought, you know, my ma's not doing so well down there. It's going to need some attention. And also followed a friend here, and bingo. And now I live just outside of Simcoe, in between Simcoe and Victoria on Highway 24.
Great, I'm so glad you took time to have this little chat. I want to go know more about you today, and I'm going to be asking some questions.
Yeah.
But first I ask you to pick a spot that means something to you in Norfolk. So maybe start by telling us where we are and why you picked this place.
Well, I love this place, not only for the food, although in my new machination I'm more careful what I eat, so I only have one crepe a week. But I love this place because Jim and Penny, the owners, are good friends. They've hired me to play here. They give the artists freedom to be a little zany here. They're good to their staff. They run a good ship. And I love the outside in the summer. It's rocking. They do a great job getting lots of music in. I think they have music all July, August, and September, like a whack of things. And I also, you know, a few neat experiences sort of got born out here. I have a character, I do the song chef, and they were like the first ones to say, oh, you've got to come in and do it. So.
I love what you're talking about. Like, you're involved in so many things into your retirement that you seem to really enjoy the art. Is that the main thing you're passionate about, or?
Well, you know, I like joy spreading, and one of the most rewarding thing I think I do is my gal Rosie and I, after we had a trip to Newfoundland, and after I did a tour of Newfoundland, we picked up on the kitchen party notion, and so we have a little duet called the Kitchen Party Orchestra, and we go to the seniors' homes and the respite center in Hagersville and Simcoe, and we give them the folks their instruments to play with us, so they're part of it. They're getting some exercise, and like that is joy spreading 101.
So spent a lot of time away from Norfolk, decided to come back to Norfolk in your retirement. So tell me, like, if you don't have a gig, if you're not involved in something, like, what do you do to hang out, to relax? Where do you like to go?
Well, I love the geography, so I always like going down to one of the many shores while they still exist.
Yes, Port Mercy's a little small this year.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. You know, I love, and
Are you a beach guy, or?
not in the summer I'm not, but I am, sort of going to the water for answers kind of a guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Leonard Cohen dimension. And so Long Point was always like,
Alrighty, we have returned, and with that, I need a mover and a seconder to. We have quorum. Mover and a seconder to proceed. Reconvene in open session at 2:02 p.m. Moved by Board Member Duthie, seconded by Board Member Vandendriessche. All in favor? That is carried. And the following. The following matters were addressed in closed session. HSS 23067 strengthening public health and HSS 23068 COVID-19 funding. So staff are going to proceed as directed. Okay. Okay.
Stop body direction.
Okay, thank you. So both of those are to proceed as directed. We have no deputations or presentations today. And with that, we are on 8.1 on the agenda, which is the Board of Health meeting minutes from November 7th, 2023. I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Board Member Columbus, seconded by Board Member Michelli. All in favor? Carried. We have no items of communication today. Staff reports for discussion, HNHU 2022 annual report attestation, which is HSS 23061. Sarah?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The report you have in front of you is the 2022 annual report and attestation. It is looking for approval, the signature of the Board of Health Chair, and submission to the Ministry of Health. So this includes all of our 2022 base and one-time funding for programs in both the calendar year and the fiscal year for the ministry. We do show a surplus here in 2022 with funds being returned to the ministry and municipalities due to some COVID funding. Prior to the pandemic, service levels were changed during the pandemic, I should say. And so now that we're returning to pre-pandemic service levels, we assume that there will be no surplus moving forward. And with that, we're available for any questions, and our amazing finance team that put this together is at the back if anyone needs any clarification.
Questions from the board? I would like to seek clarification on under base programs in the financial reporting. So when it talks about remaining costs are 100% funding, but then it also notes that there was 203,000 overspent. Is that part of the cost recovery, or is that, what does that mean when it's overspent, but it's 100% funded?
Through the chair, apologies, I don't have it open in front of me, but I believe that's referring to the seniors dental program. Is that correct?
Sorry, I'm on page 2 of 5 on the report, and it's under financial reporting, base programs. It talks about, yes, dental care programming, and COVID-19 programming is also mentioned there.
For the dental care program, so we were able to use our COVID funding towards that for the 2022 year. So the overspend, we were overspent as mentioned in there by around 200,000, and we were able to cover that through one-time COVID funding. So that won't be happening going forward, but that was just a one-time approval by the ministry.
Okay, so that's pre-approved. Like how do we avoid the overspend in the future? To me, overspend means we continued to treat above and beyond the funding and envelope and then found substitute funding. But so what we have a system in place to ensure that we're not going to overspend?
Yeah, I'd like to pass that to Syed to answer that.
Thank you through you, Madam Chair, especially for Ontario Seniors Dental Care Program. One of the option would be if the Board of Health direct us to pause the services. That would be the only option to curtail the expenses, because currently what is happening across all the Ontario, I would say with confidence that in all the health units, like the funding which is given by the ministry to public health unit for Ontario Seniors Dental Care Program, that's not sufficient. So all the health units, they are asking for one-time funding. So that's why last week, Ministry of Health released in-service one-time funding request to all the public health units. And one of the program includes Ontario Seniors Dental Care Program. And I want to share that even for 2023, we are spending more than what was given to us for Ontario Seniors Dental Care Program, because the direction from the ministry is not to pause the services, and the over and above budget or finance will be funded by the ministry again, even for 2023.
Okay, so that information, if we could also prepare that for Roma, to know what we're overspending on if we're being directed to not pause the funding. But I think that we should be having a conversation about what that service looks like then. We've created the dental care program for seniors because of the province's initiation, and there was funding involved. But now we're overspending on a program that was supposed to be covered off. So I kind of want to talk about that as a board and not leave that up in the air. Does anyone have any comments or thoughts, position on that? Okay, well, I personally would like to see staff not overspend on the fund. If it's a provincial envelope that gives us a certain amount of dollars, we're not in a position to take on provincial programming and fund it above and beyond the dollar value we're receiving.
Through you, Madam Chair, to the board, I would say that staff can follow up with an information report detailing all the costs and how we can, modify our service delivery to maintain budget for 2024.
I think if there are checks and balances in place where you can come to the Board of Health and say, we're nearing the end of this and this is what we have yet to do, that's fine. But we can't just overspend every year and then bring it forward and reallocate funding, because we're not going to have that funding. Board Member Van Andrieschi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you, that is precisely what we did the last time. Is it comes back to the committee and we take a look at it and make a presentation. The presentation is done, and then we make a proposal. So at that particular time, I mean, none of us have the intent to overspend. So that does come back and will be reviewed then.
So did 2023 come to us to review the overspend? Right, so that didn't happen.
So it didn't happen.
Board Member Duthie.
Thanks, Madam Chair. Through you, I just for the purpose of that conversation, I seem to recall the last time this program was discussed, we were making a change to some of the providers to bring things back in line. So I think some of those checks and balances may already be in place, and we may see that more so in 2024.
Through you, Madam Chair, to the board, that is correct. We do have a list of approved bidders now and prices tied to all of those. And there's still the investigation going on of whether it is going to be more cost efficient to bring the services completely in-house and hire someone directly to provide that service rather than out in the community.
Okay. Any other questions or comments with regards to HSS 23061? There's a recommendation before the board. Moved by Board Member Columbus, seconded by Board Member Duthie. All in favor? That is carried. 10.2 is the Vector-Borne Disease Program Update 2022 to 2023, HSS 23062, and back over to Sarah Page.
Through you, Madam Chair, to the Board of Health, I'd like to introduce Alexis Atkinson, who is our Program Manager for Environmental Health, to provide this report.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Through the chair to the members of the Board of Health, I will be presenting the Vector-Borne Disease Program Update for 2022-2023, HSS 23-062. The Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit asks that this report be received as information and that the Board of Health supports the Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit's vector-borne disease activities, including active surveillance and education for prevention strategies. Vector-borne diseases are human illnesses that are caused by bacteria, viruses, and parasites. These illnesses or infections are transmitted to humans by vectors such as mosquitoes, ticks, flies, sandflies, and fleas. Mosquitoes are known to be responsible for transmitting the majority of vector-borne diseases. The Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit's comprehensive vector-borne disease program is in place to monitor local tick and mosquito populations for diseases such as Lyme disease, West Nile virus, and Eastern equine encephalitis. This report highlights the public health initiatives that encourage the public to take preventative measures against tick and mosquito bites. Furthermore, there's a discussion of vector-borne disease program activities in the previous year and an overview of plans for 2024. Lyme disease is an infectious disease caused by the Borrelia bacterium that is transmitted to humans by the bites of infected deer ticks. The most common sign of infection is a bullseye rash on the skin. In 2022, the Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit identified 2 new risk areas for Lyme disease within Haldimand Norfolk. The 2 new risk areas were found through active tick surveillance near the towns of Port Dover and Jarvis. In 2022, there were 27 human cases of Lyme disease identified within the Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit compared to 26 human cases identified the previous year and 7 in 2020. In 2022, there were 1,455 reported human cases of Lyme disease in Ontario. Warmer temperatures are thought to be responsible to increase the incidence of Lyme disease through increased tick maturation rates and a longer available season of transmission. West Nile virus is a virus mainly transmitted to people through the bite of an infected mosquito. Mosquitoes transmit the virus after becoming infected by feeding on the blood of birds that carry the virus. In 2022, 6,218 mosquitoes were collected, 3,114 of which were identified. From these identified specimens, 140 pools consisting of 1,326 mosquitoes were tested for West Nile virus. In Haldimand, Norfolk, there were no mosquito pools that were tested positive for West Nile virus in 2022. Provincially, there were 89 positive mosquito pools identified. In Haldimand, Norfolk, there were no cases of West Nile virus identified in 2022. Provincially, there were 29 cases of West Nile virus in Ontario compared to 24 in 2021. Eastern equine encephalitis, also known as sleeping sickness, is a disease that is spread to humans and horses by mosquitoes. In Haldimand, Norfolk, no human or equine cases of equine encephalitis virus were identified in 2022 or 2021. Provincially, no cases were identified in 2022, and in 2021, there was 1 case identified. Eastern equine encephalitis is influenced by temperature and precipitation, therefore activity will vary greatly yearly. Additionally, there is vaccine available for the equine population, influencing the number of equine cases reported each year. Under the Ministry of Health's Ontario Regulation 135-18 and 569, anaplasmosis, babesiosis, and Powassan viruses became diseases of public health significance on July 1st, 2023. These diseases are transmitted through black-legged ticks. Due to climate change and expanding ranges of black-legged ticks in Ontario, the risk of contracting these tick-borne diseases is expected to increase. In 2023, we have no reported cases of these diseases. Plans for 2024 include efforts to increase public awareness about vector-borne diseases. The environmental health team will be working with communications to ensure the delivery of educational messaging through radio, social media, newspapers, the Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit website, smart TV ads, and develop promotional campaigns to raise awareness and build supportive environments to prevent and mitigate mosquito bite exposures. The Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit is also working with the county's Parks Department to ensure availability of tick warning signs in tick-prone areas, as well as regular communications to local hospitals and physicians to increase awareness of the potential for Lyme disease in our area. In conclusion, the vector-borne program will focus on public health services required to protect the health of the community. The key is education, with the goal of minimizing the likelihood of exposure to mosquito bites and tick bites. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us in person this time. Questions from the board? Board Member Bandendrishi.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you. It's safe to say that all of Norfolk has ticks and mosquitoes. Is there any thought of, as entering into into Norfolk, that we produce signs that indicate that? Or are they just in what you call prone areas, but we do know that the whole area has ticks and fleas and mosquitoes?
Thank you for the question. I think that would be more of a roads operation question, as we don't normally post signs on the entry to the county, but I'm sure we could do that if it was requested.
Just a curiosity that, I mean, in our information that we put out, that you're not safe in one corner or another corner, it's everywhere is my point, so that we make sure that when we putting out that education, that it's all across the county, not in just specific areas, because I think just saying that it's in Dover now that we found it, but it's everywhere.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
We can absolutely work with operations to give them some signs to affix to the existing signs on entry upon our county.
Board Member Columbus.
I just don't know whether that's a good idea or not. It might chase people away, tourists. I mean, it's all across the province. We've got ticks and mosquitoes. So I wouldn't recommend putting any signs up.
Okay, there is a recommendation before the board. Is there a mover and a seconder? Or does someone wish to propose an alternative? Board Member Bandendrishi moves and Board Member Duthie seconds. Okay, discussion, debate on that one? I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Next up is the proposed 2024 Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit operating budget, HSS 2317, and back over to Sarah Page.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you to the Board of Health. So the report in front of you, and I'd first like to thank our finance team for putting this together. And it's very detailed and great work done by all of them. So the report in front of you outlines the requested budget, the program details, funding supports and sources, and of course, cost share information for the Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit in 2024. The previously reported shared services through the advisory committee will be going to normal budget levy operating discussion in January. So we are solely looking at the Haldimand Norfolk Health Unit at this time. The health unit's budget is comprised of two ministry funding streams, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services. The overall levy request at this time is a 3% increase, which amounts to $99,400. Norfolk's share of that, given the shared services agreement, is $50,200. The Ministry of Health budget includes all of our mandatory programs, including Ontario's Seniors Dental, as we were discussed, and any one-time allocations or projects that are 100% funded. All of our funding allocations are capped, so that's why you're seeing some overages and some reports coming forward. The Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services is the Healthy Babies, Healthy Children program, which is also 100% funded, but also capped at a dollar amount. The COVID funding has been removed from this proposed budget for 2024 as it ends December 31st, 2023, as per the Ministry of Health. If you'd like to refer to page 8 of the operating budget document in front of you, it outlines all of the ministry funding, the shares that are in each of the program, and the municipal cost share between Haldeman and Norfolk. And with that, our finance team and myself are available for any questions if you have them.
Thank you very much. Questions from the board? Board Member Banerjee.
Thank you very much. And through you, when I take a look at the performance measures and I look at something like food inspections, this does not include special events. And when I look across to that 21, 22, and I can understand the point there, but you're proposing that it would be even that 23 would end up less than 22. Does that sound correct to you? Because I'm just curious, because you would have to do your regular inspections anyway.
Through the board chair to the board, that is correct. We are assuming that 2023 will be higher because, will be lower than in 2022 because some of the inspections that were done in 2022 were COVID inspections of those mandatory things that were also included in that, not just the regular inspections of things like restaurants and public.
Thank you for that.
Board Member Van Passen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Gone through this budget and, it's almost like the last report that we are required by provincial mandate to go do trap ticks to see if they're there when we know they're everywhere. But it's a requirement in a mandated program. We have to do it. We have to go catch some mosquitoes because it's a mandated program. And this entire budget, until we start doing things differently or the mandate from the province changes, this is what it takes. So we could spend great time going through this line by line, or we could spend our time lobbying the province to change the rules of the game. So, and I prefer the second option. So thank you.
Questions or comments or interest in moving the recommendation before us? Board Member Van Passen moves the staff recommendation. Seconded by Board Member Duthie. Any debate or discussion? I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Thanks, staff, for your work on that. Okay, we have no bylaws today, no motions or notice of motions. Does any board member have any other business they'd like to raise or discuss? Seeing none, there's no late closed session, so we'll move right into the confirming bylaw. I'm looking for a motion to approve the bylaw 2023. Other business?
Madam Chair, my apologies. Under other business, I just wanted to announce that the church out serving program that is providing coverage overnight is opening tonight.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. And is it similar to other years where they have the restriction on the time and
Correct.
I'm thinking about the warming shelter. That's what I was going to say, time and the temperature.
It is the overnight warming shelter at the church, and it's monitored and time limited space.
Do you know that off the top of your head? I don't recall what it was, but what the times are and what the temperature threshold is? If not, we can bring it back and discuss it later. Go ahead, Alexis, you know, yeah.
The intake is till 8 p.m. and it runs every single night, no matter what the temperature is, until the spring.
That's wonderful.
And they serve a light breakfast in the morning before they go off for the day.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for raising that. Okay, bylaw 2023-11-BH, a mover and a seconder for the confirming bylaw today. Moved by Board Member Michelli, second by Board Member Van Passen. All in favor? And this will be the first time in the history of this term of council that Board Member Huffman is not moving adjournment. So Board Member Michelli moves, seconded by Board Member Columbus to adjourn at 2:25 p.m. All in favor? That is carried, and we'll be back at 3 o'clock with our public hearings. Thanks, everyone.